I help people move to Bozeman for a living, so this is probably the last video you'd expect me to make, but I've watched enough people get here, spend a small fortune, and realize about 8 months in that this place doesn't actually fit their life. So I think somebody should be honest about what it really looks like to live here. I'm Heiland, a real estate advisor and broker here in Bozeman, and I made this move myself in 2016. And I love it here. And that's exactly why I'd rather talk someone out of it than watch them regret it. These are the real reasons you might not want to move to Bozeman. And the biggest one, the one I think about the hardest, I'm saving it for the end because it's the one that decides whether this whole move works. Let's start with one that catches a lot of people off guard when they actually get here. The Bozeman you may be picturing, the sleepy little college town with no traffic, mostly doesn't exist anymore. How much has it really changed? Since I moved here in 2016, it's changed dramatically. And I still love it, but I'd be lying if I told you it was the same town. It's grown fast, there's some real traffic now, there's construction on every edge of the valley, and the character keeps shifting year to year. Does that mean you're too late? Not exactly. It's still a wonderful place to live, but if you're moving here for the town you saw in a video from 2018, maybe 2008, know that you're going to meet a very different one when you arrive. One quick heads up on culture too. A lot of longtime locals feel that change and they're protective of the Bozeman they knew. You'll even hear it called Bose Angeles now. So if you're planning your move, maybe hold off on announcing it on the local online forums. People here are welcoming in person. Nobody loves watching the place they love fill up faster than it can keep pace with. Next, there's the cost, and it's steep. The median single-family home inside this city is over $790,000, and close to 40% of sales last year closed above $1 million. So is that a deal or a problem? Honestly, it depends entirely on where you're coming from. If you're selling a home in a coastal market, this can look like a bargain, and for a lot of my clients, it is. But if your money is Montana money, it can be a real stretch, and the cost of living here runs around 20% above the national average, and the housing is the biggest reason why. And if your plan is to rent first while you look, that market can be tight too, and a lot of places won't take pets, which is pretty rough in a town this dog crazy. Either way, here's what I'd want you to know. Inventory stays tight, and I don't see prices dropping in a meaningful way anytime soon. Don't move here assuming the price is going to come down to meet you. The next one is the one everybody warns you about. And there's a real reason. The winter is long, but just how bad does it really get? Most of the season, it's an ordinary cold, but every year there's a stretch where it drops to 20 or 30 below, and Bozeman can get some serious wind. So the chill can hit numbers that are genuinely dangerous. And here's the part people underestimate. We don't really do snow days here. So you'll be snow blowing the driveway at 6 a.m. in the dark because work and school still expect you to be there. And a long winter squeezes everything else. Spring and fall can each shrink to a couple of weeks. So there's a local joke that our real seasons are winter, construction, and fire season. And it's funny because it's not far off. Does that ruin it? For people who love winter, not at all. They're in heaven. But if your real relationship with cold is that you just tolerate it, it can be a long 5 months. So be honest with yourself before you commit. If you want the honest version of this move and not just a highlight reel, please subscribe. I update videos just like this every single week. Here's one that really surprises people because it's the other side of the calendar as winter, and that's fire season. Summers here are gorgeous, but we're surrounded by forests, so some summers the wildfire smoke rolls in from Montana and largely from the states around us and settles over the valley for weeks. How often is it actually bad? That's the tricky part because it swings hard from year to year. Some summers, you barely notice it. Others, the air is genuinely hard to breathe and you'll see ash landing on your car. And who does it hit the hardest? If you or your kids have asthma or bad allergies, take this one seriously because there's only so much you can do about the air once it's here. The next one is easy to overlook, but it does add up. The amenities just aren't what a lot of transplants expect. What does that mean day to day? It means this is a car-dependent place. Public transportation is very thin. And if you lean on big box shopping, a real nightlife, or a lot of options on a random Tuesday night, you're going to feel the gap. Is it getting better? Every year we grow, but if convenience and variety are a big part of how you live, a smaller mountain town is going to feel small in ways that pretty pictures never show. Now for the item that is a honest gut check for a lot of people, and it's a reality that's bigger than it sounds. Almost everything here is built around the outdoors. The trails, the rivers, the skiing, right out your door. So who does that actually leave out? Anybody who isn't going to use it. For a real outdoors person, it's the best money you'll ever spend. But if getting outside isn't really your thing, you're paying for a premium for a lifestyle you won't touch. And what if you have kids? Then it stacks up because a lot of what there is for kids to do here is exactly that. It's outside, in the mountains. The indoor options run out very fast and faster than most people think. And finally, here's the big one, the one I told you to wait for, the one I would think hardest about. A lot of people move to Bozeman to escape something. Maybe that's a job that burned you out, a city that doesn't fit who you are, or a life that simply isn't working. And I get that because that's honestly why I first moved here. When I left Southern California in 2016, I really didn't have a plan. I was coming here for a little while to get away and figure out what I actually wanted. So did it work? It did, but not the way I expected. After about 2 years, I started to wonder if this was really my home. So I went and looked hard at some smaller big cities all over the Pacific Northwest, thinking I would move on. And every time, I kept coming back to Bozeman and realized it already had what I'd been looking for. The pace of life, the outdoors, the people, even the growth. That's when it stopped being an escape and turned into the best move I ever made. So here's the real question for you. Once that first rush of getting away wears off, does Bozeman actually fit the life you want? Because this place is beautiful enough to make you believe the move alone will fix everything. But it can't fix what you bring with you. But if it genuinely fits the life you're trying to build, the way it turned out to fit mine, it can be everything it looks like and then more. Now, I'm not trying to talk everyone out of this move. Plenty of people move here and it's the best decision they ever make. So who are they? The folks who can work remotely or bring skills the Valley actually needs, who've run the real numbers, and who genuinely want the life this place is built around. And if you go through all of this and Bozeman itself doesn't feel like the right fit, don't write off the whole valley. Some of these smaller towns nearby, like Livingston, Belgrade, and Three Forks, give you a lot of what people love about this area at a different pace and a very different price. The point of this video isn't to scare you off. It's to make sure that if you come with your eyes wide open and for the reasons that still make sense, even in the middle of February. That's my real list. Underneath all of it, the move that works is the one you make on purpose for a life that genuinely fits you, where the money side and the lifestyle side pull in the same direction. Bozeman can be exactly that for the right person, and the whole point of this video is to help you figure out whether that person is you. This is exactly what I do every day. I help busy professionals relocate to the Gallatin Valley, and I built my whole process, the Montana Move Method, around making a move like this feel calm. That way it grows your money and fits your life at the same time. If you want a head start, I put everything I know about relocating here into a free relocation guide. The link is in the description. You'll also find a link there to book a call and talk through what this looks like for you. And I know some of you are watching this on your TV or just listening right now, so look up Live in Bozeman and you can find all of this from my site. And now I want to hear from you. If you're thinking about making this move, which of these caught you most off guard? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. And before you go, watch the other side of this next, the reasons I think you actually should move here. So that way you have the full picture before you decide. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.